So today I'm going to be doing a video on how to set up your pet rat cage. I'm just going to go over the things that you need to put in your pet rat cage and some things that would be a good thing to get anything inside your cage. You are going to want to choose a cage that would be good for your pet rats. You are going to want to choose one that has the appropriate bar spacing, which is 1/2 inch. And you are also going to want to choose a cage that is big enough for your rats. If you don't know if your cage is big enough, then I will leave a link to something called the Rat Calculator. And you can go ahead and type in the dimensions of the cage that you are thinking about getting, and it will tell you how many rats can fit inside of it. As you can see, I have the Critter Nation 162, which can house 12 rats, and it is very big and spacious and can fit many you're going to consider to put in your rat cage is some sort of bedding. And as you can see, I have some fleece. I have this little cheetah print fleece, and I also have this flower fleece, which is good for Valentine's Day if you want to do a theme. And I personally like fleece because it costs a lot less and you can get it in all kinds of colors, but you do have to wash it a little bit more often than you would have to wash bedding, or change out the bedding, not wash. And also, you could use bedding such as Carefresh, Aspen, and those kinds of things, but never ever use softwood beddings, or more specifically cedar and pine. Also going to need some sort of food dishes and water bottles. So that is the second thing, and as you can see, I have all the food dishes and all the water bottles all set up next to each other. I have 2 water bottles in the back. There is the KT glass water bottle and this little plastic one from Petland. And as you can see, I have 3 food dishes. I have a plastic one from their old cage, 2 ceramic dishes, and 1 stainless steel dish. And you're going to want to use a water bottle instead of a water bowl because rats will sometimes like to go to the bathroom in their bowls if you use them for water, and the water could get very dirty. So if you do want to use a water bowl instead of a water bottle, then you should consider cleaning it out more than once a day. And also, when it comes to the bowls, they have plastic and ceramic ones. I personally like the ceramic ones because they cannot be chewed on and they can't be knocked over and moved around. Hi, Paprika. So I would suggest getting the ceramic bowls instead of the plastic ones. And as you can see, I do have a plastic dish. And this is just because it came with the old cage and it is a lot bigger than my ceramic ones. And also the plastic ones are a little bit less expensive. Thing is a litter box. A litter box is optional, but I like to use a litter box because with fleece, it's not very absorbent, and it's just way easier to have the rats go to the bathroom in one place instead of all over their cage. So as you can see, I have this litter box that would be good for ferrets and rabbits and possibly guinea pigs. And it does have this nice little wire over it, so I can put the bedding at the bottom, and when they go to the bathroom, they can't pull out the bedding and make a mess. So they have been taking to litter training very well, and some rats won't litter train, but most of them will. And although it might take a little while for them to get used to litter training, I definitely think it is worth it. What you're going to want to put in your rat cage is a wheel, and I do highly suggest getting a wheel because rats absolutely love them, or at least the rats that I have had. And I heard males won't really run on them as much as females will, but my females absolutely love them, and they all run on the wheel. And when you get a wheel, you're going to want to get the appropriate size. So as you can see, I have this 12-inch comfort wheel. And a 12-inch is the right size to get for a pet rat. And also, you're going to want to get a wheel that has a solid running space. Don't get wire or mesh because those can really hurt your rat's feet. What you're definitely going to want to put in your cage is toys and chews. Toys and chews are very important for rats because their teeth are always growing and you have to give them things for them to chew on. These are just a couple of chews. This is a wooden baby block chew, a little bird toy, and you can also get cat toys like this. I have a wooden carrot, and there's also this nut nibbler, which is a big hit with the rats. And as you can see up here, I have this nice little bird toy, and here's another bird toy. And bird toys are some of the best toys that you can get for rats because they are very big and they can climb on them. And I really suggest getting bird toys. Just try to stay away from the bird toys with plastic bits and stuff like that on them. And they have all kinds of chews to keep their teeth down. And another one I highly suggest is the Snack Shack. You're going to want to have things like tubes for them. And also they might like having things like this tube back here, and wheels, and this is a bend a bridge, and they also have a nice salt lick, and this is a combo chew. So just things like that would be very, very good for you. You're going to want to have in your cage are huts. This is one type of hut. This is the igloo, and they don't really sleep in their igloo too much, but they do like it, and they do like to store their food. If you can see, they have a lot of their lab blocks in there and some of their oxbow. And they can also use things like the snack shack and tubes to sleep in. They do like to sleep in the tubes. I don't really have any hammocks because I am going to make them. I did find a few tutorials on how to make hammocks, and I'm going to go to the store and get some fleece for that. But I do have something that can serve as a hammock. This is a hair turban, and the rubber band broke, so I can't use it anymore. So I just decided to clip it up at the top of the cage, and they do love to sleep in this. What rats might like to have are little scraps of fleece. As you can see, here's one that is fairly big, but they can still put it inside the huts that they like to sleep in. And they do like scrap pieces of fleece because they can move them to wherever they want to sleep and make it more comfortable. If you do have bedding, then you can use things like tissue paper, toilet paper, and paper towel rolls. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that this helped with setting up your pet rat cage.